What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to explore 12 different posing and display options for the Sam Wilson Captain America from Hot Toys. I have loved seeing Sam's journey in the MCU so far. I really enjoyed seeing him make the decision to take on the mantle of Captain America by the end of the show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The way his story has evolved from his first appearance in the MCU until now has done a good job of showing he is pure of heart, just like Steve, and deserving of the title. For me, this figure captures all of that. It is stunning, a true centerpiece for your collection. In this video, I'll be exploring different display options utilizing mainly the wings. That's what got me really excited about creating displays for this guy. So starting with display 1 here, we have him standing here showing off how he looks with that huge wingspan. Nice and easy, but still has a lot of presence. Don't forget, if you like my content, hit that like button, notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. But now, with that, you know what we do. Display number 2. We have Sam standing atop the gargoyle base about to release Redwing to go scope out the area for him. For this one, I wanted to find a way to incorporate him interacting with Redwing, and I feel like posing him like this tells a little story. For viewing purposes in your collection too, I imagine this display sitting up high on a top shelf or something like that, so when you view it from below, so you're looking up at it like this. The cool thing about this one for me is the way the railing on the base also allows you to slightly wedge your foot into it, which helps with him balancing nicely on his own, without needing a waist grabber, and I much prefer that. It sells the illusion better in my opinion. Okay, display number 3. This time we have Sam holding his shield in his left hand, clenching his right fist with wings spread wide, stepping up on the base in a heroic stance. I think this is a strong pose to have him in, utilizing the wings and the shield. For this one, I'm also using a flight pole and waist grabber, which is all hidden behind his left leg and torso with the shield as covering. The beauty of this display as well is the way the base is set up. Viewing it from this angle, you can't see the flight pole or waist grabber, so it doesn't ruin the illusion and realism of the scene. If you are trying to do this pose without this specific base, be mindful you need something that will replicate the angles of this one to get this look. Taking a look at display number 4. This time I've brought in the Dio base that comes with the battling Spider-Man figure from No Way Home to complete the look. Now, this base works for this pose, but be mindful to pull off more dynamic poses. I think this base isn't quite heavy enough to support it as well as the gargoyle base does. But for this one, it works. We have Cap hovering above the ledge. I'm loving how depending on how you pose the wings, it elevates the look of a pose, and with the light bouncing off him and around him on this one, I think it really enhances it. Imagine having him lit up like this on a high floating shelf in your collection room. I think that would look epic. Display number 5. And this time I wanted to try another hovering style pose. But this time I wanted to play around with having him bring the wings down and forward more so we can place his hands on top of them. This was a random one I came up with on the fly, and I didn't actually plan on trying when I originally thought about what I wanted to do with him, but I do quite like this look, especially from a few different angles. It's also an easy one to pose in a way that hides the flagpole to sell the look as well. You know, this is also a safe pose to keep him in if you're worried about being too dynamic and possibly damaging the suit. You could also do this with the original base and flagpole he comes with, no problem. Moving on to display number 6, and for this one we take flight. We have Cap launching off the base, beginning to fly off with wings kicking back as if they are catching the wind. This is quite a dynamic pose to play with, and I think this look really works. You know, the reason I like posing in with this diorama base is because with its flagpole where it is, you can really take advantage of hiding it when posing, which is perfect for trying to create flying and airborne poses. And for this one, this is exactly the angle I would display it from. I imagine this sitting on the side of a floating shelf or on the top of your display with him launching off into the air. Not risky at all. Display number 7, and for this one we have Cap having just landed and running toward us. To be fair, using this base with this pose isn't very viable unless you have a lot of depth in your display. My reason for using it at the time was so I could play around with hiding the flagpole again, but I think you could do it with his normal stand too if you wanted. Maybe even have Redwind flying alongside him or something. And if you're tight on space, this is actually the type of pose you could do without the wings on too. But for the purpose of this video, I wanted to explore how to do it with the wings on for that extra element. How do you think it turned out? And what do you think would look better, with the wings or without the wings? Taking a look at display number 8, and this time I'm emulating a comic inspired pose I've seen of Sam Wilson Cap. We have Sam flying up with the shield in his right hand, providing cover whilst looking up at an oncoming enemy with his left hand clenched, ready to fight. I chose this angle here as I think it looks more iconic viewed from below, slightly looking up at him. This angle also enhances how the wings are posed and creates a very unique look to the display, which is definitely best displayed on a high shelf, I reckon. This figure is meant to be displayed with the wings, and man oh man, these wings pose like a dream. You can basically do anything with them. Bravo Hot Toys, bravo. Moving on to display number 9, and probably my favorite display option I've come up with for Cap using this diorama base. It completely will not fit into my current Modu case setup and it eats up a ton of space, but this is a centerpiece type of display option. The type that I gotta try and make space somewhere to showcase him like this. Again, I think this is a display best viewed from this angle side on, but in person it still looks cool from multiple angles. We are able to hide the flight pole to sell the illusion and add light to create a scene. Everything about this figure screams figure of the year. The look, the suit to the head sculpt, the engineering and execution, just everything is on point. 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely love this guy. Now, taking a look at display number 10, and I thought I couldn't complete the video without showing some poses using his actual base and flight pole that he comes with to show you what he's capable of, if you just want to pose him with what he comes with out of the box. So for this one we have Cap flying, aiming down, having just thrown his shield downward. I had the idea that we could have his shield balancing on the top of the base to hide the flight pole to make it look like he's actually flying on his own. To get the shield to balance, I'm just using a ball of blue tack to sit behind it and for the rest of it to hold in that position. I think that part works, but tell me, does it look like he's just thrown the shield to you? Imagine the shield has just crashed into the base having just left his hand. Surprisingly, the stand itself is also holding Cap well, considering I have him leaning forward quite drastically to show this angle. Display number 11, we have the Captains. This is most likely a display I'll be able to pull off in my Captain America Modu case. I think I'll just have to lower the right wing and then he should fit in just fine. This reminds me of a comic picture I've seen of them teaming up, not to mention just having them together looks epic. Being able to have two amazing versions of each character posed up together to remind me of their stories is awesome. This is how I want to see both my captains represented on the shelf together, teamed up and looking heroic. Let's go. I want to know how many of you guys are posing up your captains together in your display. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay guys, the outro and final display. We have a possible new Avengers team up in the MCU future. I think all these guys are gonna cross paths at some point, and the question is, will Sam be the leader? I think strategically he can. What do you think? I also have to say I think this is a home run figure and a truly great representation of the character and actor. If you're a Sam Wilson fan, you're gonna love this figure. And that's it guys and girls. I hope you found these display ideas helpful. I do it to put ideas out there for what type of moments you can create in your display. Please do let me know if you decide to give any of them a go. I think that would be awesome. I thank you all for tuning in, and if you haven't already done so, do us a favor, hit that like button, notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Memberships are also available, so take a look and see if you'd like to join the Iron Legion. We got posing and display showcases, member only hangouts, closed Facebook group and live streams including my shows Posed Up and The Rundown where we deep dive into film and TV. But for now, until next time guys, I'm out.